What a weird time for the MCU. You have people out there who are constantly shitting on Marvel whenever they put something out, saying it's the worst thing ever. Oh, it's not as good as Avengers Endgame. Or if you're somebody who's like, well, it's not that bad, it's still decent. We're still waiting for that next big thing. We're still waiting for something that is that top Avengers level event. But with the Disney Plus shows, maybe the introduction of these shows are a big part of why the quality dipped with the MCU. But either way, we still have 9 Disney Plus shows that have come out over the last couple years. And goddamn, that's a lot. I almost didn't realize it's been that many. So let's rank the Marvel Disney Plus shows and see what was good and maybe what wasn't. Starting the list off at number 9, the worst of the bunch, Secret Invasion. Now, I'm somebody who does not hate this show, who did not think that it absolutely sucked or that it was the worst thing ever. But I will admit, it started off with a lot of promise. It started off with some great ideas, and I love Marvel when they get into the spy genre, like Winter Soldier and Civil War and whatnot. But this clearly did not live up to that. It failed. It failed to fully realize what could have been something special as far as the Skrull invasion. I mean, just the Secret Invasion story from the comic books. Not that it had to be directly the same, but just the level of importance. I'm not even upset that they didn't have the big time Avenger level players in this show. I wasn't expecting that. But maybe in retrospect, they should have saved it for a movie where they could have made this bigger, where they could have done a lot more with it. I like Sam Jackson getting his own standalone main character spot. I mean, I'm totally okay with that. We failed short on characters like Talos. We just sort of killed him off randomly. Even Gaia, who is now the most powerful character in the history of characters. Number 8, She-Hulk. Another show that I probably enjoyed more than some. I did like the humor. I did very much enjoy Tatiana Maslany. I understand people's complaints who maybe it was too sitcom-y. I mean, clearly that's what they were going for. But if you're not into that style, right, then you're just not going to be into it. I liked how they brought in Daredevil, even though that's clearly what people were waiting for so very long. I guess ultimately I come down with the fact that there wasn't a strong villain. That's number 1. And also, the finale, it's questionable. You know, I didn't hate it, but it's something that I think was bold and fits the character for sure. But ultimately, they've already gone back and sort of disregarded what Jennifer was complaining about. The big fight spectacle that happens in the finale of a lot of these things. A lot of movies and shows since then, they've just done it anyways, even though this show made fun of the idea of why do we have to do it. Number 7, Miss Marvel. And this being so low on the list goes to show the quality, at least, of the other films, because I liked Miss Marvel. I liked Kamala Khan, this actress. I thought she had a lot of energy to her. She was very fun, very relatable. I liked the whole high school aspect of it. It's some of the things that I enjoy the most about characters like Peter Parker and whatnot. I also liked how much of her culture was embroiled into this character and this story. It was very much about her family. The villain was definitely weak. They could have done a lot more to flesh that out. Number 6, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And this should be higher because I love the idea on paper. Anthony Mackie finally stepping into the light and taking the reins as Captain America. And I did like that it was a process, that it wasn't just day one, he takes the shield and he's okay with it. I like that he was conflicted. I like that he had issues as far as what the media would take of it, the racism that comes with all of that. Maybe other people thought it was too much politics, but I very much was all there for it. And Bucky dealing with his brainwashing and finally trying to shed that part of his past. I was cool with that as well. It's once again for me The villains are the shortcomings of the show. It seems to be a pattern with a lot of these lower end shows that the villain always kind of fails to hit the mark. Number 5, Hawkeye. And I did like the introduction of Kate Bishop. I do very much enjoy Haley Steinfeld. I can't wait to see more of her in the universe. Jeremy Renner getting some closure, dealing with the events of Black Widow's death in Avengers Endgame and getting to spend more time with his family. There's a lot of good stuff here. There is. I loved Yelena showing up and getting some great bits. And Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin kind of blew my mind that they brought him back, and it made me so happy. Now, I don't love how kind of they treated him in the finale, that he didn't seem like the same character from the Netflix shows. It just seemed like he was there just to easily get beat by Kate Bishop, and that doesn't really work well for me. Number 4, What If? This is a great concept, a great idea, especially being in animated form. They're able to do a whole lot more than they can with a lot of these other shows, and getting most of the original actors to come in for the voice acting, and I liked where a lot of the stories went. I did. For example, Captain Carter or Killmonger actually winning, or Ultron becoming the biggest and baddest, most powerful thing in the universe. I mean, I think this show did a better job at making Ultron a full scary threat, more so than he even was in Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 3, Moon Knight. And I know this show maybe is one of the more conflicted shows out there, where some people either hate it and other people love it. I really enjoyed it, especially watching it for the second time. Oscar Isaac is so good at playing all these different personalities. It's amazing. I think this show did a great job of having display his multiple personalities and how he blacks out and the other one doesn't know what the other one's doing. They did a great job of showcasing what that's like to wake up in an environment and not know what the hell just happened beforehand. I think there was some dark aspects to it, along with the usual Marvel humor. And I'm just desperately waiting, though, for a season 2 or just whatever the hell is going to happen going forward with this character. We definitely need to continue this in some form or another. Number 2, WandaVision. Very close to being number 1 because this was the first MCU Disney Plus show. So it set the stage in a lot of ways for the quality that we were all hoping to expect going forward, and just how original this was, how different it was, how it paid homage to old school TV shows, and how each episode almost went through the decades of each sitcom and had the different styles and the different looks to them. Elizabeth Olsen and Paul Bettany being able to outact every situation that they had to find themselves in, and Kathryn Hahn being a huge hit after this. I mean, she's getting a goddamn spinoff because of it. Sure, maybe jokes like Ralph Boner doesn't help this, and the finale may be a little disappointing, but I liked some of the places that this show brought Scarlet Witch, Wanda as a character. But for my number 1 favorite MCU Disney Plus show, I gotta go with Loki. Loki was so unique, so special to me, because I thought I knew what the show was going to be like. I figured, okay, it's going to be Loki being a villain on his adventures, and away we go, right? I did not expect how out there and how different this show was going to be. I did not expect this to revolve solely on the TVA and getting to know that part of the Marvel universe. It's the most, I think, effort that Marvel has put in order to explain how time works and the multiverse works. I think this show did a better job at doing multiverse type stories than anything else in Phase 4 and 5 has, and also getting us to love and appreciate the side characters like we did. I think Sylvie being such a more unpredictable than Loki himself, and bringing Kang into this, the way how they brought Jonathan Majors in that final episode, and instead of having big punchy fights with each other, you just had the greatest conversation that I think you could have had on paper, and this worked. This is also one of the better finales that any of these shows has had as well. I'm really hoping season 2 keeps this momentum going. So guys, let me know in the comments below not only what you think of my list, but what are your favorite and least favorite Marvel Disney Plus shows. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later.